Assin Manso, a name that echoes with a somber history. This unassuming town in Ghana bears the weight of a tragic past, serving as a significant landmark during the transatlantic slave trade. It was here that countless Africans took their final steps on their homeland soil before the horrors of the Middle Passage awaited. The whispers of their pain and resilience linger, etched into the very fabric of Assin Manso. Positioned inland, it was a final holding point for enslaved Africans. They were brought here from distant villages, their spirits broken by the arduous journey. The lush vegetation and flowing river became stark reminders of the freedom they were about to lose. Before reaching the coast, captives were held in dungeons and slave pens. These structures, though weathered by time, still stand as chilling reminders of the inhumane treatment endured by the enslaved. The horrors they witnessed and the despair they felt are palpable, making Assin Manso not just a historical site, but a solemn ground where the past continues to resonate. The horrors endured at Assin Manso are a stark reminder of the darkest chapters of human history. It is a history that must never be forgotten, a lesson that humanity must carry forward to ensure such atrocities never happen again. Imagine being forced to walk for days, your bare feet blistered and bleeding. This was the reality for countless Africans captured and forced into the transatlantic slave trade. Their journey began far inland, shackled and marched towards the coast. The trek to Assin Manso was arduous and perilous. Men, women, and children were treated with unimaginable cruelty. Bound with heavy chains, their necks tethered with iron collars, the scorching sun offered no respite. Many succumbed to exhaustion, disease, or brutality. Survivors arrived at Assin Manso physically and emotionally drained. The horrors left an indelible mark on their souls. Reduced to commodities, their identities stripped away. The journey to Assin Manso was a descent into human cruelty and suffering. It broke bodies, crushed spirits, and scarred souls. For the enslaved Africans at Assin Manso, the last bath held a profound significance. The Donko River, which flowed through the town, became a site of ritual cleansing and spiritual preparation. It was here, on the banks of this river, that they were given their last bath before being shipped off to the Americas. The act of bathing held both physical and symbolic meaning. For many it was the first time in weeks or even months that they had been allowed to clean themselves. The cool water provided a brief respite from the unbearable heat and the grime of their journey. But beyond the physical cleansing, the last bath took on a deeply spiritual significance. It was a time for reflection, for saying goodbye to their homeland and the life they knew. It was an opportunity to reconnect with their ancestors, to seek strength and solace in their spiritual beliefs. For some, the river represented a symbolic passage, a cleansing of the spirit in preparation for the unknown journey ahead. Today, the Donko River at Assin Manso remains a sacred site. Visitors from all over the world come to pay their respects, to reflect on the horrors of the slave trade, and to honor the memory of those who were forced to endure the unimaginable. Section 4. Remembering the Unthinkable. The human cost of the slave trade. The transatlantic slave trade was a horrific chapter in human history, and its impact continues to resonate today. Over a period of more than 400 years, millions of Africans were forcibly removed from their homes and transported across the Atlantic Ocean to work on plantations in the Americas. The exact number of victims remains unknown, but historians estimate that between 10 and 12 million Africans survived the Middle Passage. The conditions aboard the slave ships were deplorable. Crammed into tight spaces below deck, the captives were deprived of fresh air, sanitation, and even basic human dignity. Disease was rampant, and mortality rates were shockingly high. It is estimated that as many as 2 million Africans died during the Middle Passage alone. Those who survived the journey faced a life of brutal exploitation and hardship. They were subjected to forced labor, physical abuse, and the constant threat of violence. They were denied their freedom, their culture, and their very humanity. The legacy of the slave trade continues to have a profound impact on societies around the world. Section 5 Assin Manso today, a place of remembrance and reconciliation. Today, Assin Manso stands as a powerful testament to the resilience of the human spirit. It is a site of pilgrimage for people of African descent from all over the world, who come to connect with their ancestors and pay homage to their strength and perseverance. The site has been designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site, recognizing its historical significance and its role in educating future generations about the horrors of slavery. It serves as a stark reminder of the human cost of greed and intolerance, and it challenges us to create a more just and equitable world. Assin Manso is not just a place of mourning, it is also a place of hope and reconciliation. It is a place where people from all walks of life can come together to learn from the past, to celebrate the strength and resilience of the African people, and to work towards a future where such atrocities are never repeated.